for daily fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit a buy, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the DFS bachelor, good as it gets. Build a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the pad. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. DFS sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. DFS bachelor, he the new leader. Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am your host of DFS Bachelor, and we're back at the NBA 2K Sim, Fanduel, and Draftkings picks here on Monday, March 23rd. First things first, thank you to everyone who watched the other video. I know they're just free rolls, but we do have a lot of ton of information. It is something to make the time pass by, especially if you're like most of us stuck at home. So I really appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. Cheers to you all. Hope you can enjoy a coffee and Bailey's and take your mind off the craziness. I do apologize for it's coming out a little late this morning. I had one of those psychotic dreams where you're like running around and getting shot at, and I'm carrying old men and my kid. It was freaking weird. I don't know what the hell is going on. So had to get my head together, man. It was weird. So there is that. So thank you all so much. I truly do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the team. Please hit subscribe down below if you're so inclined to do so. I do appreciate that. We're going to be covering these sims until hopefully here soon we can start getting back to normal, doing some paid contest, etc. So I appreciate that as well. So real quickly, for those of you who are new to this sim scenario, and they're starting to do it now on DraftKings with single games, these matchups, who they're playing against, do not matter at all whatsoever. All that matters is their scores that they've already put up to date this year. So what they do is they give each player a random number based on the games they've played. So if you played 40 games and you draw number 22, whatever that player did in game 22 is the stat line you are going to get. So Draft Dashboard's done a really good job of setting up the tools for that. You can see all their scores. You can see their percentages of their possible outcomes, what chance they have of scoring more than 60. You can see Luka Doncic has a chance to score over 60, a 29% chance. So it's really cool on Draft Dashboard here. You can get it for 30 days for $1. So, hopefully after 30 days, we have some sort of light at the end of the tunnel with all this. So if you want to try that, I set player pools there. There's cheat sheets for League of Legends on there, etc. You can click that link, try it for 30 days for $1. I appreciate all that. When you click the link, you get my player pool as well. Put up some big scores. Unless you get first, you're not winning, much. I think first is $100 cash. On DraftKings, it's $250 DraftKings dollars. But still fun. Still lets us talk NBA. So there is all that. I am doing the $25 giveaway tomorrow. Just kind of give you guys more chance to comment and, have some more entries there, considering we haven't really had many videos. We just started doing these on Saturday. So there is all of that. So as usual, I do like a top 5 or top 6 at each position here in my player pool. I'll go through each player more and more depth throughout the day and set a longer player pool. You can use it in a lineup optimizer. That's what I did yesterday, which really worked out. As I optimized 100 lineups, and then I just took the top 5, and I think my number one score was a 396, a 381. So, it was a couple bucks in FanDuel cash. So there is that. So let's get into it. Cheers again. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everyone is safe, healthy. Hope they're not having days like me yesterday where the government takes your entire tax return to pay off your ex-wife's debts. Yeah, that makes you want to drink in the morning, for fuck's sake. I think I'd rather find my girlfriend in a bukkake video. I don't have a girlfriend, but if I had one, than have my ex-wife get all my money, especially when you have full custody of the kid. I digress. Very bitter today. It's a long day yesterday. Very long day. Let's get over it and talk basketball. So, the top, Luka. And look, the bottom line is, and one thing that we're working on too is trying to get the totals that have already been simulated, because even though it's random every day and surely the same game could be, the same number could be drawn for a player twice, it's very unlikely. The odds are exponentially lower for that. So, like the other day, Isaiah Hartenstein, someone played him. And, he had like 3 good games and the Rockets stopped playing him, but he drew the 57.5 that Hartenstein put up. Congratulations. That's probably not going to happen again, right? So kind of trying to keep a mental log of what's going on there, but a 29% chance of going over 60 points, a 58% chance at hitting 5 times value at 10,800. I like Luka Doncic. Kyrie Irving. Now, he's only got a 45% chance of hitting 5 times value, right? But since he didn't play that many games, you have to play a minimum of 15 games to be eligible for their sim log. He's got a 30% chance of going over 60. There's not a ton of options. All the options are right there when you hover over the sim score. So you could see, you do have a 10% chance of him getting between 50 and 30. But other than that, he's going to be between 30 or over 60, 90% of the sims. And with a 3 in 10 shot of getting over a 60, I do like Kyrie Irving. No, I will point out the last sim for Kyrie was I believe was at 63, if I remember correctly. So one of those 60s have already been used. So that's important to keep in mind as you go forward. Chris Paul, a 64% chance at hitting value at 7-1. 61% chance of getting between 30 and 45 at 7-1. I do like Chris Paul. The new Twitter sensation, Jamal Murray, has a 55% chance at hitting value. I suspect Jamal Murray is practicing a lot more social distancing now. I do feel for that young lady. I don't know. I don't know why people are taping it like that, and then how it gets on your Instagram. And I was hacked. Seems like you probably had a little too much to drink and hit the wrong button, buddy. I don't know if you were hacked, but neither here nor there. Malcolm Brogdon, one of the highest hit percentages on the board today, has a 69% chance at hitting 5 times value at 6,300. That's a huge number. 60% chance of getting between 30 and 45 at 6,300, and you got that 6% chance of going 45 to 60. I do like Malcolm Brogdon. Derrick Rose is a good play every time for these because if you remember, he was on a tear for most of the year. Then it kind of tailored off near the end. But he's got that big chunk of games in the middle where he was scoring between 30 and 45 points. So you've got a 38% chance that he goes over 30. You've got a 6% chance he goes over 45. Now, there's always that risk. He's 48% chance of getting between 15 and 30. So there is that risk there, but there's big upside for that. Elf Payton, a 58% chance at hitting 5 times value, a 47% chance of scoring between 30 and 45 points. So I'll take it. Nearly 50% chance of scoring at least 30 at 6K. Boom. Sign me up. For that, some value options. Chris Dunn, a 66% chance at hitting 5 times value today. He's got a 24% chance of getting between 30 and 45 at 4,300. I think I can take those chances. At least it's a five entry max. So, yeah, I'll have him in at least one. Same with a guy like Reggie Jackson. I like guys like Reggie Jackson because he hasn't played a ton of games. Some of those earlier games he was starting and putting up big numbers when he came back. So, you still have a 30% chance that he goes over 30. Actually, a 34% chance he goes over 30 at 4,500. I think that's worth the risk. George Hill, 56% chance at hitting value. Aaron Holiday, a 56% chance at hitting 5 times value. So there is some nice options there. And one cool thing I like to do with this is just hover over every player's sim. I like to look for the players that only played, 18, 20, 15, 16 games right there on that threshold. Because then you can really start to narrow down what you can expect, which I think is cool. Let's move on to shooting. At shooting guard, James Harden, of course, he's 11-2. You got a 60% chance he hits value. A 35% chance that he goes over 60. In fact, overall, you have a 77% chance that he gets at least 45. So, I like James Harden, of course. Zach LaVine, I like the upside of both he and Booker. They have a 55 and 60% chance, respectively, of hitting 5 times value. Zach LaVine, let me do the math here, a 77% chance that he gets you between 30 and 60. Then you have Devin Booker, who has a 70% chance of giving you between 35 and 60. I'll take that at 7-9 and 7-8. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a 60% chance at hitting 5 times value. You've got a 57% chance that he gets you between 30 and 45, and overall you have a 71% chance that he will get over 30 at 6,900. I think he's worth a shot as well. Marcus Smart, a 58% chance. Jeremy Lamb, a 59% chance. Then you got Terrence Ross. High risk, high reward here. So you have a 62% chance that he'll hit 5 times value at 4,500. Now you also have a 63% chance that 30 is the top that he can go. So you're really looking for that top end. A 19% chance he gets 30 to 45, and a 2% chance you get one of those big 45 to 60 games at 4,500. I think he's worth a look in tournaments. A guy like Tyler Hero has some upside there. You know, you got a 15% chance he gets 30 to 45. Duncan Robinson, you have a 14% chance that he scores over 30. At 4K, you got a 57% chance he hits 5 times value. I do think he's a viable option as well. Let's go to small forwards. An ex-wife getting my money. Unbelievable. America, baby. It's fucking America. Sometimes, I mean, it's been a long time, too. I just don't understand it. Never mind. I almost need to talk to a therapist about that, I think, because I'm very upset about it. All right, Giannis. 11-4 on Fanduel. A 60% chance that he hits 5 times value. You have a 31% chance that he scores over 60. Yeah. You have an 84% chance that he scores over 45 for you. So Giannis is a great play, of course. Simulation, real play, whatever it is, Giannis is always a great play, of course. Jaylen Brown, a 63% chance at hitting 5 times value. He's at 6,600. You have a 69% chance of him going over 30. I think Jaylen Brown is a solid play as well. Jonathan Isaac, we talked about it in the last video. He just has those big upside games. You got a 1 in 4 shot of him going over 45. You have a 50% chance of him going over 30, and he's at 6,400, so I do like that. Will Barton, 59% shot at hitting value. You have a 47% chance of him scoring at least, a 54% chance of him scoring at least 30 at 6,100. I think that makes a lot of sense. Gallinari and TJ Warren at 62 and 61% chance to hit 5 times value. I think that's a great call there. Tim Hardaway Jr., 4,500. You're hoping to draw one of those non-Luka games, right? Or non-Jalen Brunson, etc. You still have a 31% chance that he goes over 30. A 59% chance that he hits 5 times value at 4,500. I think that's certainly viable. Taurean Prince, one of his big games was Sim the other night. He had one of those huge Sim games, one of those 2% games between 45 and 60, so keep an eye on that. A little more risk with that today. Eric Gordon, a 53% chance. Damari Carroll, even though he's at 3,500, so he doesn't need much to hit value, but he's got a 60% chance there. What I'm looking for down here are guys that have one of these like 50-point games, like Hartenstein did, like Doug McDermott at minimum salary. You got a 2% shot, he gets between 30 and 45. You know, just looking for one of those massive games where they put up a shit ton of points. Cameron Johnson, 8% chance. Just, it's free. They're free rolls, so take a shot. Scared money doesn't make money, and scared no money certainly doesn't make money. I mean, come on. Power forwards. Jason Tatum, and we'll talk about him. I'll switch over to DraftKings and talk about that single game that's coming up. I know it's in like an hour, so I meant to do this earlier. It's intense brain damage in my dream. Jeez Louise. But Jason Tatum, a 58% chance at hitting value. You have a 29% chance that he scores over 45. And you have an 83% chance that he scores over 30. So, yeah, I do like Jason Tatum. Bam Adebayo, you got a 5% shot he goes over 60. You've got a 82% chance that he goes over 30. Bam Adebayo at 8-2 has big upside. I like Kristaps Porzingis. You've got that 6% shot that he goes over 60. You have a 70% chance that he goes over 30. A 33% chance of him going over 45 at 7-9. I do like some Kristaps Porzingis. Blake Griffin. One of those players who didn't play a ton of games. So you can start to cherry pick like, okay, once this gets drawn. He has a 61% shot at hitting 5 times value at 5,100. More importantly, like you're not going to get any 45s or above. Obviously, he didn't do that once this year. His highest game was a 43. But you do have a 1 in 3 shot of him getting between 30 and 45 at 5,100. So I do think that's viable. Christian Woods, the big, there's a wide range of outcomes. You have a 28% chance of him getting between 0 and 15, but you also have a 40% chance that he goes over 40 or over 30, and he's at 4,900. So I do think he's a viable option there as well. Frank Kaminsky, we talked about him in the last video, and they did sim one of his big games. Still a 32% chance he goes between 30 and 45. He's at 4,100. I'm a little nervous once they've pulled one of the big games that the next one could be smaller, but again, it's a total random drawing. So there is some upside options there for value as well. Let's go to centers. Probably the worst position on the slate in terms of percent chance to hit value. It's just the most overpriced today. So Jokic only has a 44% shot at hitting value, and I believe the game they drew the other day was the 56 for him. So one of those 45 to 60s is gone, but he still has a 44% chance of getting over 45. 89% chance he goes over 30 at 9,500. I could go Jokic. DeAndre Ayton, I think, is an all right option as well. A 36% chance he goes over 45. How about Steven Adams? 58% hit percentage. A 40% shot he goes. A 49% chance that he goes over 30 at 5,900. I do like that. Wendell Carter Jr., another guy with a wide range of outcomes. You have a 60% chance that he gets between 15 and 30, but you also have a 32% chance that he goes 30 or above at 5,600. I could do some Wendell Carter. Title of your sex tape. There we go. Jamal Murray on the mind. Willie Cauley-Stein has these really high hit percentages. 63% chance to hit 5 times value at 4,100. Only a 19% chance he goes over 30, so there's certainly some risk there. So that's our look right now. Again, if you want to access the tool and go through all the players, it's really interesting to see all the game logs that they all played as well. Check the percentages, give yourself a better chance to succeed using the numbers in these free rolls. You can click that link for Draft Dashboard, try it for 30 days for $1. That's in the video description below. To find my player pool, when you do that, you simply click the Watch Players tab. You know, you'll go through and be watching your players to create them in the lineup optimizer. You'll see a blue box at the top that says Watch DFS Bachelor's Picks, and you'll also see a timestamp when it's last updated. So we appreciate you all that have stuck with Draft Dashboard. We know there's not a whole lot of incentive to do so in those first few weeks, but now adding the tools, League of Legends cheat sheets up there for you guys who are getting into the esports. I know that's becoming popular. I don't know jack shit about that, so it's not me who writes that cheat sheet, I can assure you. I should probably have my son start doing that because he knows all of those people. I should probably start picking his brain and playing now that I'm thinking about it. It's been a hectic couple of weeks, man. Then you can use it in the lineup optimizer. We'll make a sample lineup here on Fanduel, and then we'll go quickly talk about the single games on Draftkings today. So Derrick Rose, Malcolm Brogdon, James Harden, Duncan Robinson, Jaylen Brown, Jonathan Isaac, Tatum, Blake Griffin, Steven Adams. I think that's solid. I don't have a problem with that at all. Again, try it, click it, however you wish to do it. Let's go over to DraftKings. And let's talk about this single game. So we have this Boston-Philadelphia game here in the morning. So if we just kind of go through the list now on FanDuel, they have Boston in there as in a different matchup, and DraftKings is doing it the exact same way, assigning a point total for a certain game log. Each player gets a randomly drawn number. So if we're just looking at some of the players who have a chance at hitting 5 times value on DraftKings, it's much lower over here. The percentages are much lower. Glenn Robinson stands out at 46%. Enes Kanter is 2,800 in the single game. He's got a 56% chance at getting there. You got the big upside for Embiid. You've got a 61% chance of Joel Embiid going for at least 45. Of course, he's going to be in play. Ben Simmons, you will get 30 or more from Ben Simmons in, let's see, was that 89, 93% of the Sam's 4% chance it goes over 60. You're going to want some Ben Simmons there. Tatum, we talked about. Tobias Harris, you have a 69% chance he goes for at least 30 in that single game, so of course you could consider him. Kemba Walker with the 60-point upside. Of course you could go there. Jaylen Brown, we talked about. I do like Jaylen Brown as well. Gordon Hayward, only a 5% chance at hitting value at 7,200, but again, it's a single game showdown. You're not going to get any 60 or aboves, but a 45 to 60, you got an 18% chance. You've got a 66% shot of him going over 30. So, of course, you can go there. A guy like Shake Milton, high risk, high reward. Look, you've got a 40% chance that he goes for 0 to 15, but you've also got a 17% chance he goes over 30 and a 7% chance he gets you between 45 and 60. Not a ton of games. Could be one of those sneaky MVP candidates, but you just hope, you can get a 1, as you can see, or you could get a 55. So it's free. So fucking take a shot, right? Marcus Smart, of course, is in play at 54. It's a great play there, especially there's been plenty of games where he's had to start. You've got a 48% chance that he goes over 30. Daniel Tice, I think, is a nice option at 4,400 in that single game. You have a 20% shot he goes over 30. I think Daniel Tice is a solid play there as well. Fucking Korkmaz has a couple of those big games. If you can get lucky and draw that 48, you got a 3% chance of getting there. Only a 6% chance he goes over 30, but if he does, way down here at 3K, you're certainly excited about that. Matisse Thabuli, some outside like dark horse. You got a 4% chance he goes over 30, and a 36% chance he hits value. He's only 2K. So you could get an interesting draw there. And I think Semi Ojeleye has one good game, right? A 37. So that's all you're hoping for there. You're hoping you draw that at 1,200. Robert Williams could be an interesting guy at 1,000. Not a ton of games. You've got a 4% chance he goes over 30. You've got an 87% shot, though, of him hitting at least 5 points. At 1,000, that's the standard bearer. But you can look at his games right there. You got a 21, a 14, a 14, a 21, a 17, a 35, a 20, a 19, a 20 for 1,000 in that single game? Hell yeah. Take a shot. At least have Robert Williams in one. Maybe you get one of those, even if you pull one of those 15s, 20s at 1,000. Yeah, you could sign me up for that. So that's that game. And then if we go to the second game, Brooklyn at Golden State. We talked about the Brooklyn players. Kyrie Irving, of course, having that big upside and not playing a ton of games. High hit percent chance for Karis LeVert plus the upside. Andrew Wiggins, you have a 69% chance he goes over 30, so I could certainly go there as well. This game's later tonight as well, so you have a little bit more time to digest that. Yeah, that's what she said. Damn it. Spencer Dinwiddie has that big upside, a 19% chance he goes over 45, but a 53% chance actually of going over 30. He has a 72% chance of going over 30, so that's a nice play there. Eric Paschal's one of the riskier, higher price guys on here. Now, you do have a 25% chance he goes over 30, but it's also a 75% chance he goes under 30, so I'm not big on the Eric Paschal play. I will say the other day when they did this sim, Eric Paschal only got his 5.7, I believe, was drawn, something like that, something absolutely god-awful. So maybe, the simulation gods are smiling. I think I'd probably prefer Draymond Green. You've got that 39% chance he goes over 30, and you've got a 9% shot of him getting between 45 and 60. So I do like that. They just pulled a high score for Taurean Prince the other night. We talked about it, but I'll still have some consideration there. Of course, Marquise Chris, another one. You got 22% chance he gets over 30, but you've also got a 78% chance he gets 30 or lower, including a 22% chance he only gets to 15. So a high risk, high reward there. Jared Allen, decent option. You got a couple of 60 plus games there that you're hoping to draw. That 62 really stands out. You've got an 8% chance he gets over 45. More importantly, you've got a 46% chance he gets over 30, and he's at 5,200. So Jared Allen is an interesting play and could be one of those interesting MVP candidates, because if you draw that 50 or 60, boom, you've got plenty of salary. Garrett Temple for some value. DeAndre Jordan, Jordan Poole. All these guys have these occasional big games in here. Kai Bowman is another one. You could draw a 35, or you could draw a 2. You know what I mean? But I'll have some exposure, of course, because we're not playing scared. Dragon Bender could be fucking very interesting. You got a 75% chance that he hits 5 times value at 1,600. He's only got like the bare minimum of games, 15. So he's at 1,600. You've got a 16, a 16, a 20, a 13, a 38, a 20, a 24, a 36. Even if he pulls one of his shitty games, a 15 or a 16 or a 13, you're in good shape. You're just hoping to avoid those 8, 6s, and 4s. There's an 8. There's 1, 2 8s, and 1 6 on the board for him. So you really have a good shot of him at least getting in the teens at that price. So I think Dragon Bender is interesting right there as well. You can see some of these cheaper guys have a real high chance of hitting 5 times value. So that's our look at everything. Again, you can get the tool 30 days for $1. Like, comment, and subscribe. Be part of the $25 PayPal giveaway. I will be doing that tomorrow morning. I was going to do it today, but it's out late. I want to give you guys more opportunity to comment and be a part of it. Thank you all so much. I hope you all are well. I appreciate the shit out of every single one of you making me a part of your day, especially through this time. If there's other content you guys would like to see, other things you want to know about, different topics you want to talk about, it doesn't even necessarily have to be sports. Comment away. I'm all open. If there's something I can do to help brighten your day through all this crazy shit, I'm happy to know. Cheers to you all. May the fantasy gods be with you. Good luck to you, League of Legends players. Be sure to check out that cheat sheet here on Draft Dashboard as well. Thank you all again so much. Goodbye, folks.